G'day, Mike from Aussie Mike's Bees. It's the 3rd of November and another swarm. This one just hanging in this hibiscus here. So I'm going to use the laundry basket method here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to hold it while I do hold my camera while I'm doing that. So we'll see how I can best get it videoed. So my method with this one was to wrap the laundry basket around the twigs after I trimmed it back a bit, and then trim a bit more. So there's some of the twigs inside the basket. And I didn't catch them all, as you see. There's a few on the outside, but what tends to happen is that they'll gather around the basket, and then I can take the whole lot with the ones on the outside. And so far, famous last words, of course, I've never been stung driving them home. But let's see if I can keep that record up. You can see some down the bottom, they want to get in with the others. And over a bit of time, I'll give them a couple of minutes and they'll stop buzzing around and settle on the basket, and then I'll just quietly take the basket out to the car and hit the road. How funny is this? I was on my way home and I got a text from my wife, who works at a local public primary school, and she said, "Where are you? Can you come and pick up a swarm from the school?" And here they are, right here on the inside of the hedge, not far from the front gate. So luckily they're a pretty cool bunch. That's what country people are like, of course. And they said, "Oh, we're not worried. I thought they'd go eventually. They've been here for a day or two." No, they just told her. But anyway, I'm here to catch them. And luckily, I keep a spare laundry basket because I just caught one over in Windsor, and now I'm catching one in Kermont. Here we go. They're so convenient to carry these in the back of the car. So I often have 2 or 3 of them just sitting in there. And they just pop open like that. Of course, I'm doing it one-handed. I didn't bring my camera on the tripod. It's just handheld phone. And left-handed, even worse for me. Anyway, and then it pops up like that. So I'm just having a quick look here. So what I'm going to do is just trim this little bit of foliage and wrap around them as much as I can. It's only a little swarm, not many there, but the last one wasn't very big either. But good enough. We'll see how we go. So just get in and quietly trim some of the excess foliage away. Just to make it that little bit easier to get the basket under there. It's after school hours, so I'm lucky that the gate's still open and the cleaner's here, but she's about to pack up and go. So see how to do this single-handed. That's half the trick, is being able to hold the camera. That the sacrifices I make for my fans. So I can compress down, and then I can just get the loose part. How am I doing this single-handed without dropping everything? Whoops. You guys are stuck with a bunch of them. So I scoop up around behind it. So that's a bit like of what I'm trying to do. Like that. I'm going to have to put the camera down now to get them, because I can't do it one-handed. So I got that second one from the school. Sorry I couldn't show you more detail about that. But that's them in the baskets behind me, and I've taken to, just like the bucket, I just lie the baskets down sideways too, and then they don't collapse in on themselves like that one last week. So that works out well. So I'm only 5 minutes away from home, so I can get these girls out and in boxes in no time at all. See you then. I got double barrel bee gun here. I'm going to put them both in separate boxes side by side. They come from completely different places, so they're definitely not related. Not that matters, but they're not real big. They're only little swarms, probably after swarms. So who knows how they're going to go. So I'm going to do the usual thing with these baskets. They're all up the top end at the moment of each one, so it's pretty easy. I'll bring this up like that. So they're all clumped up here, hanging like a typical swarm. I'm just going to undo this lot. Completely loosen that lot off. And just do a gentle, so there's some on the outside and they're fanning too, so I'm hoping that the queen's in amongst them. Who knows what sort of queen she is. I'm just going to rest her. On the frames, and with any luck they'll like the smell of it. They're so light that that's wanting to lift up again. Little gentle shake there just to get them on top of the frames. Some are going down into the frames. I'm going to do this other one at the same time. This one's got a bit of foliage in it. So I don't know how that'll go. That foliage might fall down and them with it. Whoop, yeah, it did. Most of them are scooting into the frames now. So, like I've done before, I'm just going to leave it over there to sort of contain them a bit and give them time to go into the frames. If it looks like they want to climb up again, I'll give it a shake and tip it over next to it. So you never know if the queen is the one hanging up high. I'm going to leave them like that for a bit. With that one at the primary school, there were a whole bunch of stragglers hanging around at the end, and I didn't want to leave them there because the school kids are going to be there tomorrow. So I vacuumed them up, the excess ones. So I'm just going to pop that open and leave them to go wherever they're going to go and see what happens. And now I'll just leave it be for a while and let them settle and see if they take to their new homes. It's not been a long time, 15 minutes maybe. I think most of them have gone in. I'm going to shake the rest of them off. I'll get this gear out of the way. They're all moved off. See if there's anybody left in the bucket. They're all gone, so that's good. I'm going to feed these straight up. So I'll prepare a little bit. By putting the feeder on to cover that inner cover hole straight away. Ease them down, get them feeding, that might keep them there. There's still a little bit of clustering around near the bottom. I'm going to do that, close them in. I just want to get them closed inside for now. And this is the one with a bit of foliage. So I need to shake them off that. There you go, not bad. I thought I saw the queen then, but no, mistaken. Even though I haven't got the box out here yet to put over it, I've got the lid for the feeder, so I'm just going to put this in. Thinking if they get drawn up to that, it might entice them to stay. And obviously there's a risk of robbing from others as well. That's one down. I've already done the alcohol washes on these. I'm not going to show that every time I do a swarm. I've done the wash, and tonight I'll log on to the DPI and log my negative results. The big reason they want that is the more tests that happen and come back negative, the more it feeds into their database and confirms the level of spread or the lack thereof. That's that one done. So there's a few on the inside. I'm just going to leave that. Maybe I'll tip that like so. Let them come out of their own accord. Now all I've got to do is just get boxes, put them on, put the lid on, and all done, and let them settle in. One down. Two down, that's it. There you go. That's two more swarms down all in one afternoon within an hour of each other. So that's pretty funny. On my way home, I'm going to keep feeding them. They're only tiny little things, but let's hope. And I'm not going to be here for most of the month to look after them, so they're going to have to fend for themselves. And with any luck, we're in for a big flow fairly soon. There's not a bad feed on right now, so let's hope. Fingers crossed. Anyway, if you like this video, as usual, give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe. It all helps. Thanks very much for watching. Mike with Aussie Mike's Bees, where beekeeping is an obsession. And here we are just a few days later. It's on Saturday. These are the two swarm hives, and as you can see, plenty of activity at the front. The one on the right is really drawing down hard on the syrup. The one on the left is drawing down, but not as much. So maybe they've found their own source. So I think we've done well with this one. They look happy to stay. Plenty of activity up on the other ones as well.